Questo è un premio molto particolare perché abbiamo riportato il premio Pascali in un sito molto speciale, che è questa piccola galleria nel centro storico di Polignano a Mare. Fu dai genitori di Pascali dedicata all'artista pochi mesi dopo la morte, e lì si sono fatte le prime edizioni del premio. Questa è la prima volta, dopo circa 50 anni, che noi riportiamo un'opera del premio Pascali in un luogo così importante.
Nel 2018-2019 abbiamo avuto l'occasione di ospitare una mostra personale di Ibrahim Mahama, che è un artista impegnato socialmente, politicamente, artisticamente a lavorare proprio su nuovi linguaggi e nuove metodologie che lui vuole trasmettere a generazioni future.
Ibrahim Mahama, vincitore della 23esima edizione del premio Pino Pascali, è un artista di livello internazionale che da diversi anni porta avanti una ricerca che ha come tematica principale la storia del suo paese di origine. Il Ghana è al centro dell'attenzione di Mahama perché è anche il luogo dove lui ha deciso di rimanere, portando avanti un progetto importante di impegno sociale e politico basato sulla condivisione della propria arte, finalizzata anche alla riqualificazione del proprio paese.
Quest'anno vince il premio perché ci sono davvero tanti punti di contatto con Pascali. Intanto le sue opere sono sempre site specific, nascono molto dallo spazio, esattamente come Pascali negli anni 60 faceva. E sappiamo anche che Pascali era amante della cultura africana, che ritroviamo anche in alcune sue importanti opere. E poi Ibrahim, come Pino Pascali, spazia dal video alla fotografia, alla scultura, usando peraltro materiali poveri. Pensiamo ai sacchi di juta, al bitume, alle corde. Quindi noi in questo premio abbiamo trovato un forte raccordo con Pascali.
The exhibition, as part of this year's Pino Pascali, actually takes two forms. One which is in the church, in a historical city center, and the other which is in the Pino Pascali Museum. Work in the Pino Pascali Museum is basically made up of some of the original work that I made from 2012 with the jute sacks, which are primarily these old materials which are imported into Ghana for the transportation of cocoa and other cash crops. But I'm more interested in the material for the material qualities that they possess, and also all the histories of failures which are embodied within them, and the scars that are produced within this ordinary object. So I set up a system a couple of years ago to collect them through a series of exchanges with market women and other players in Ghana, sew them together with collaborators that are young women and men who have traveled from rural areas to the big cities to do all kinds of odd jobs and labor. And creating these giant tapestries that basically cover buildings and spaces, allowing us to, for once, re-examine our relationship to these commodities, these materials, and also histories that are absorbed within them. So in the space, it's very classical, as the first time it was shown in the Saatchi Gallery in 2014. It's a cube that is basically draped with the jute sacks, and it allows us to be able to look at the material on a much more deeper level, beyond the form of, let's say, an ordinary painting or something, extended into like life and other things. And we have the collages, which are made as a result of my interest in these old brutalist buildings in Ghana and how they were abandoned and the ecosystems produced in them. So you find that there are all these little bats that are represented within the drawing or the collages, and that in itself as an idea is what I extract the Lazarus, which is presented in the old church in the city center, to magnify and make these much larger sculptures, which are made up of metal and old canvases that are used in covering old engine parts that become black over time. And I think the last part of the exhibition is the video that contains like the excavation of the silo that we actually embarked on last year during the height of the pandemic. And after we excavated the whole building, we realized that there was a colony of bats living in the building. So then we decided to expand that and create new artistic forms out of it. Up until the award, I wasn't so familiar with the work of Pino Pascali, but it really gave me a chance to go into the life and the work of this really magnificent artist, going back to the 50s and 60s. And I actually realized that there was so much that I shared in common with this artist with regards to the way he treats materials, or even the aesthetical and also ideological and political, also his political positions and all that. So I was actually very happy, and also knowing the artists who've won this prize in the previous editions, I thought it was actually an interesting conversation, not just with my work and the work of Pino Pascali and his life, but also the work of all these many wonderful artists who have been part of this space all these years.